Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos. Today we are hooked up to the Flightscope Mevo Plus and we're back with Creative Golf 3D. I had several people comment and a lot of people reach out that wanted to see more chipping and putting with Creative Golf 3D. Specifically, a few mentioned the practice area, which I think we touched on real briefly during that first look video a while ago, just kind of going through the software. So I figured, that's a good idea. Let's go out on the practice area here in Creative Golf 3D with the Flightscope Mevo Plus. And let's do some chipping and putting. We'll try to do some normal chipping around the green. We'll try to do some bunker chipping. I'm going to do different shots this time, which I don't think we did last time. We'll try to do some low chipping, some more flop type shots, and we'll do some different putting. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. We'll go to the practice area. So I'll hit my practice button. I'll go to chip and putt down in the lower left. And what I like about this selection style, if you want to call it that, is that you have X's and O's. So the O's are your flags and X's are where your ball position is. And so you can basically just choose a flag. Let's say I'm going to choose this flag right here by selecting an O, and then I can choose this X right here, as simple as that. And so by doing so, you can easily move your ball around wherever you want. Let's go a little farther out this time. Let's do a sand shot right out of the gate. You have chip and putt options, which just gives you kind of the post shot info duration. We have that on 5 seconds. I think that's enough. I mean, we can move it up to 7 just in case anybody wants to see anything else that shows up there. Ball flight color, the camera, which we'll touch on in a minute, and then your hole size. I've had it on 1.5. It says standard is 1. Which, we can go to standard. I think I might have bumped it up a little bit when I was playing with the family. Let's go to standard. Okay, so we should be all good there. So let's hit accept and save. Chip and putt conditions, your green hardness, your green speed, wind and weather. We'll leave all those normal for right now. And maybe we'll even mess with, some green hardness to see how much of an effect that has. And we could play with green speed too. So accept and save. Let's just go to that area real quick. We're just going to use a standard player 1. And here we are in a bunker. So it's kind of nice. You can open up your map and you can see that you're 50 yards out and it's 4 feet uphill. You're in the sand. And the one thing that I'm going to, whoops, we don't want to do that. Let's reset our default view here. Sorry, I meant to hit the X and I hit the screen. The one thing that I have been talking to the developers about as we've been testing and demoing Creative Golf 3D is around the green. I had a few people comment that the camera really doesn't shoot up and follow the ball. You kind of watch the ball go up and then you can see where it lands on the map. And they're working on that and kind of fine-tuning it, they said, because they didn't want the camera to shoot out and like make people dizzy on a huge screen. So they're looking at certain ways where they could follow the ball a little closer. I mean, they have a lot of things going on, a lot of enhancements and developments. So the other thing you're going to notice when we chip here is that you see the ball take off right from the screen, which I think is pretty neat. So let's just go ahead and do this first one. It's 50 yards out, 4 feet uphill. I think that's going to be a little short. And I knew it was going to roll out a little bit, but that's pretty short. So 10 yards away. So that was only 40 yards. But it was a really good example. You can see everything that goes up on the screen, including angle of attack. You can go back to your shot information by hitting the menu down in the lower left and going to last shot info. So we'll just review that real quick for anybody who maybe hasn't seen the other videos. You have distance, launch angle, backspin, ball speed, side spin, direction, carry, deflection, to the pin distance after your shot, attack angle. A lot of people pointed out, wow, this has angle of attack. Several pieces of the software out there don't. So pretty cool to know that this does have angle of attack. No dynamic loft on this launch monitor. Club speed, and then of course the face and path, as I've mentioned before, is not being sent from the Flightscope Mevo Plus, so those are blank as well. Smash factor, 0.97, which is a calculation of your ball speed and club head speed. So some great data. Now they do have kind of like an estimated left to right path based on the data. I actually have found that to be pretty darn accurate so far. So take that for what it is. That's an estimated path based on the data. So it's as easy as this to change your shot. So you hit the menu and then you just hit player and hole. And we'll just move, let's go to a shorter chip this time. So here we are. Now we're only 28 yards away. And let's hit a couple different chips from here because I feel like it's a pretty good view. This is a situation where you might have missed a green on your approach shot or a par 3. And so probably a pretty common chip around the green. So 28 yards. Let's just kind of hit a normal chip first. That might be a little too much. No, that was about right. Felt like I got after it just a little bit there at first, but okay. So I left myself 10 feet away. All right. Now, let's try to hit a little more of like a bump and run. So I'm going to try to keep this one really low. Let's watch where the ball takes off out of the screen and how much rollout we get. So I probably just didn't hit that enough, but you can see how much lower that was. The launch angle is only 24 degrees. Let's hit another one and get some more speed on it. That wasn't the best shot. There we go. See how low that chip was? Only 5 feet from the hole. I will take that all day. All right. So you can see our shots are tallying up top here. You've got ball speed, launch angle, backspin, shot distance to the pin, and deflection. So great information just to understand your shots. You can see that the regular chip had a much higher spin and a much higher launch angle. That last chip was a really nice, low bump and run, only 22 degrees. It did have some more spin on it with some more speed and better contact. And you can see that I landed that 22 yards out and it rolled another 8 yards. I love how it gives you that carry and distance up there to really understand your different shots as you work on them. So let's see if we can lift this ball up and kind of get it to land around the pin. Well, that hit my ceiling, so look at that. You can't even see it on the screen. Wow, that did a great job of reading that. And then what we're going to do now is let's bring that shot data back up. I'm sure it's going to disappear here in a second. Last shot info. And then now look up in the upper right at this trajectory and look how high that apex was. You can see that I landed it 27 yards and it only rolled out another 3 yards. And I ended up 6.5 feet from the pin. Just a totally different shot than that low bump and run. I mean, look at the launch angle, 43 degrees, backspin, 41.54, ball speed, side spin, direction. Deflection was 2 right, which makes sense. I probably could have opened up a little, I'm trying to think here. I mean, I might have left that face too open, and if I opened up even further, then I could have kept that a little more straight. As you know, full disclosure as always, I'm not a PGA professional, so don't take my shot advice. Consult your own coach or pro. So attack angle was negative 6.9 degrees, club speed 52.8. So what a different chip that was. Now let's see if we can get a different approach shot before we move to putting. Let's move around a little bit here. Let's say that we are further out over here, a little more of an approach shot. I love that they do have approach shots. Look at that flag, it's way, so 74 yards away, 13.5 feet uphill. I mean, this is a situation I'm sure you could find yourself in. Let's see if we can stick one close. Now you can see that it's showing you the line and the camera's moving because we're much further away. Looks like I left that about 11.4 yards away from the pin. So definitely going to want to get some more. That uphill got me, I think. Let's see if we can get one closer. So now as you move away, you have the tracer showing up on the ball flight. You have the camera moving a little closer. That way you can see what's going on. And it looks like there's several ball positions and pins. I could get this even further. I think there's about a 100-yard shot from what I could see. Close that one down a little bit. But I think the distance is going to be pretty decent. 4 yards away. Not bad. 14 feet. Got it closer. Now let's look at that shot data. I'll pull that back up. Last shot info. I carried that 65 yards. Launch angle was 31.2. Backspin 67.96. Ball speed 63. Side spin 855. Excuse me. Direction negative 0.7. Attack angle negative 13.5. Deflection was 5 left. So all kinds of good information there as we get more towards a normal shot. Let's see, before we go to putting, let's just see if there's one more shot. And look at this. You can either show the flag. That way you can kind of see where it's at in case you can't see it. I mean, we do have to understand. I'm sure many of you guys have great eyes. I have great eyes myself, but people that wear glasses, I mean, they've really put some aids in here. You know, just like the guy that stands next to the flag stick. You know, it allows you to see what's going on. So looks like there's a replay function so we can see our shot again. Okay, there's that last shot right there. And then it looks like there's even a reverse replay. So you can be behind the hole, watch the shot coming in, and land. Now that's new. I haven't shown you guys that before. I think that's really cool. We'll have to do that, you know, a couple more times here, you know, as we move on. Let's go ahead and do player in position. Let's move to the farthest flag we can. And let's move to, I believe, what would be the farthest. I think this is going to be 109 yards, 16 feet uphill. So I probably cannot get this 58 there. My 58 usually maxes out at about 100 yards. I can usually get my 54 right about that. So let's see if I can get one close from 110. So this is a really nice practice area. You can get all the way out there to a little over 100 yards. Left it short. That uphill for sure got me there, and I didn't hit that great. Let's try to hit one more there. That wasn't the best shot. I hit just a little behind the ball, and I think everybody knows how that goes. See if we can get a nice crisp one in here. That was much better. There we go. Not too bad. Little rollout. Left myself 20 feet. Not too bad. Man, that uphill makes a big difference, because I would have had that ball probably going 106, 107, I'd say. And let's look at that data real quick. First off, let's do this reverse replay. Here comes my ball. We're sitting at the pin. Very cool. I like seeing that. You can see your trajectory. Last shot info. So launch angle was 30.6. I carried it 100 yards. Man, 16 feet uphill. That made a big difference. 87.92 was the backspin. Nice, much more crisp shot than that first one. Ball speed 83, side spin 70, direction 1 degree. Let's see here, attack angle negative 6.2, club speed 81.9, smash factor 1.02. So very cool, very cool. I think that's enough, you know, as far as examples go, with the chipping, let's move to putting. So if we just go ahead, we don't have to exit or anything. We can actually just move right to putting as we're in the putting chipping area. You don't have to, exit and go back. I always play with the ball without the metallic dot. Recent information was released from Flightscope that has, some different setup recommendations, and they even said you can play with marked balls. I always map my soft strike down a little bit if I've been hitting for a while and it kind of came up on me. I just like a real smooth surface for where I putt from. I don't know if it's really necessary. That's just probably my OCD coming out, but I putt from 7 feet away, and that is the recommended distance. They are, let's flash that image up there real quick. So I'll put this image up there for you. As you can see, there's a little different setup that they're recommending, and I'm verifying with the developers, but I believe it's because they want people to have the option of having a very smooth putting surface, and they want to be able to show you that the Mevo Plus is capable of reading 9 inches offset and then offset again from center for hitting. So there's a recommended setup for simulation that you can set up. I tried hitting from 8 feet. You can look at the previous video, and it works great for me from 8 or 7. So I putt from 7, which is the recommended distance, and I putt directly from the center line. And so this is a 25-foot putt. It is 2 inches downhill. Let's see how we can do here. Oh, that should be good. Now you can see I shrunk that hole down to the standard size. I think that 1.5 might be the default, and the standard size is standard size. It's small. So let's see if we can get one made. I just need just a little more speed on this. Oh, that might be too much. Yep. I really got a hold of that one. Left one short, and then I, of course, smashed one. All right, come on. Blew that one by the... I knew the minute I hit it, I knew I blew it by the hole. All right, here we go. There, that should be closer now. That was a little left, so definitely my fault a little bit there. Let's move around a little bit though. Let's not just stay on one spot. All right, let's see if we can get one really close together. This looks like it's nice and close together. That's still 24 feet. It might still be 24 feet, but it's still going to show us good putting though. And I can putt one 10 feet just to show you guys what 10 feet is. It's not like we have to be going towards the hole. Yep. I pulled that, and it pulled it on the screen. Let's see if I can actually get this sucker. Keep this putter straight. There we go. That should be much better. Oh, how about that? A little too much speed, and I have a tendency to, kind of pull my putter, and that does not help at all, obviously. So as I force myself to keep this straight, let's see if we can get a ball in there. That was better. There it is. All right, so you guys want to see what a 10-foot putt looks like. I will carry this about 10 feet, all right, or attempt to. So that should roll roughly about 10 feet. There you go, distance, 10.5 feet. So you'll notice that it's actually pretty easy to control putting. I usually don't play much below 10 feet. Not many people do with simulators. I'm not saying you can't do it. I mean, I can make 5-foot putts on this as well, but let's try to hit one more 10 feet just so you guys can understand the capability. That's going to be a little over 10. Not much, but a little over. 10.5 feet. Man, I pulled those couple putts. Let's see if I can get one more down there. Just got to keep that, you know, I have a tendency to turn my putter, and it penalizes you for that. That should be pretty good. Oh, just not getting it there. So 21 feet. Man, that was, ball was 8.2 miles per hour. All right, let's do, I mean, I can put you guys on a different putt. You want to see like one long putt real quick while we're doing it? Oh, let's see here. Let's say you had a nice long putt. This is a long one here. All right. This is about 33 feet. I pushed that a little bit. Wasn't too bad though. I left it 8 feet short though. That's got to hit it better than that. This is uphill 12 inches, I just noticed. Well, that makes sense. Oh, that might be too much now. What did I do? What did I do? I crushed that thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but that was right of center. I mean, that was pushed pretty hard. I mean, I crushed that thing. All right, let's find the center here. That might be decent. Better, much better. Only 2 yards away. So 6.5 feet away. I mean, when you get on these long putts, it's tough just like outside. You can see I got my putter straight that time too. That might be decent. Oh, best putt yet though from that distance. I'll take it. Only 2.5 feet away. I mean, I can't ask for much more than that when you're talking, you know, about a putt that's 35, 36 feet or whatever. So I think this is a great example of, you know, Creative Golf 3D and their putting and chipping area. And I really wanted to focus, and even, you know, you guys have seen putting, you know, on the on-course play and everything, but, you know, that chipping differences, you know, you saw the flop, you saw the bump and run, you saw the normal chip, you saw kind of an approach shot there. So really gives you some different examples of Creative Golf 3D and the short game. So as always, please subscribe and like. It helps me and I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see in upcoming videos, and I'll try to cover that for you as soon as possible. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.